From the turmoil in Afghanistan, let's now shift our attention to what is happening in Kazakhstan, where the Central Asian Republic has been gripped with a lot of turmoil, unprecedented unrest which continues to grow. The president has imposed a state of national emergency. The prime minister and the cabinet have been sacked, but the protests refuse to die down. But what are the people in Kazakhstan actually protesting about? Remember, Kazakhstan has got no opposition in its parliament, so it is the people who took up the onus on themselves to come out on the streets and start protesting over the sharp rise in the fuel prices in Kazakhstan. Our next report gets you all the details.
The peaceful terrain of Kazakhstan, often praised for political stability, is witnessing unprecedented turmoil. There's violence on the streets. Scuffles between police and protesters. Cases of arson, vandalism and loot. The country's president has declared a state of emergency. The prime minister has resigned, as has the entire cabinet of ministers. This is unheard of. Kazakhstan hasn't witnessed such turbulence ever since it left the Soviet Union 30 years back. What led to it? A hike in fuel prices. On Sunday, the Mangustau province in western Kazakhstan more than doubled the price of fuel. It lifted caps on liquefied petroleum gas, leading to a sharp rise in prices. In a matter of hours, they went from 60 tenges per liter to 80, ending up at 120 tenges per liter, which is equal to $0.28. As the prices skyrocketed, the protests began. They first emerged in the city of Shanauzen in Mangustau. From here, they started spreading east and reached Kazakhstan's financial capital, Almaty, where they spun out of control. On Wednesday afternoon, protesters stormed the office of Almaty's mayor. Armed with batons and shields stolen from cops, they entered the building and set large parts on fire. Unable to control the situation, the country's Prime Minister Askar Mamin offered his resignation. He said the government was to blame for the turmoil. The rest of the cabinet resigned too. The country's president, 68-year-old Kassam-Jomart Tokayev, accepted the resignations. He has appointed acting ministers, but none of this has doused the anger on the streets. The president has also rolled back the fuel price hike, but protesters continue to attack banks and vandalize public property.
Dear compatriots, I urge you once again to see reason and not to react to provocations from inside and outside, to the euphoria of rallies and permissiveness. Calls to attack office space of civilian and military authorities are absolutely illegal. This is the crime followed by a punishment.
Why are the protests not dying down? The government sees this as the work of foreign provocateurs, as does Russia, Kazakhstan's closest ally, which has warned against foreign interference in the ongoing unrest. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.